Canon has just updated its best-selling workhorse mirrorless camera, the R6 II, to the R6 Mark III. Now, R6 Mark II users currently on the 24 megapixel sensor have been asking for a bit more resolution, and a lot of them can't quite stretch to the 45 megapixel R5, which is quite a bit more expensive, so they wanted something in between. So the R6 Mark III comes in with a 32.5 megapixel sensor, which is the same sensor as used in the recently launched video-centric C50. But Canon didn't just stop with a larger sensor. They've added quite a few more changes, although looking at the two cameras externally, you wouldn't really think so because they look pretty much identical, although the R6 III is about 30 grams heavier. So something has obviously gone on under the hood. So I'll take you through what some of those changes now. The biggest external change that you can see on the outside of the camera is that they've upgraded the micro HDMI of the R6 II, and it's now a full-size one, which is a welcome addition here for video users on the R6 III. Other than that, apart from a couple of small markings here and there, a slightly larger video record button, you'd be hard pushed to tell them apart. The other visible external difference between the two cameras is in the card slots. You can see that it now offers a CF Express Type B and SD, as opposed to just two SD slots on the R6 II. Most of the changes are on the inside, and we're going to start with the processor, the Digic X processor, which is still the same Digic X processor, but it's been optimized for the higher performance of the R6 III. Some of the features imported from the R5 II to the R6 III include the improved IBIS of the R5, which is 8.5 stops instead of just 8 stops, and also the dual pixel CMOS AF2 subject detection, which features better tracking from the R5. This is an improvement over the R6 II. Another feature imported from the R5 II is the pre-continuous shooting mode, in which when you put half depression on the shutter button, the buffer starts running, and as you press the shutter, it records the previous 20 frames to the card. On the R6 II, you had that just for video, where you could record a 3 or 5 second video clip, but now you can do video or stills with the R6 III. The R5 III also features an enhanced buffer, which now enables you to shoot up to 150 raw images in a single burst instead of the 75 from the R6 II. Another new feature is the Register People Priority mode, in which the camera can recognize up to 10 faces, and you can set those in order of priority in the menu. So say, for example, you're a wedding photographer, you can set the bride as number 1, the groom as number 2, the best man as number 3, etc., down to 10. And then when you're focusing on the groups of people, the camera will pick out those faces in the crowd in order of priority, starting with the bride. You can also add additional faces to the camera via the memory card. The R6 III follows closely on the heels of the C50, which was a video-orientated camera featuring the same 32 megapixel sensor. So it won't be a huge surprise to learn that it takes much of the same video functionality from the C50, and it has this in the R6 III too. This includes internal RAW recording up to 7K at 30 frames per second, thanks to the inclusion of the CF Express card. It also features open gate recording, which captures the full height of the sensor, enabling you to output vertical crops from your video footage instead of having to record that again separately afterwards. The R6 III also shoots 4K at up to 120 frames per second, or at 60 frames per second oversampled, enabling you to shoot in much higher detail. In addition to the C-Log 3 featured on the R6 II, the new R6 III features both C-Log 3 and C-Log 2 for even greater flexibility in editing. The ISO range on the R6 III is 100 to 64,000, which is 1 stop less than that on the R6 II, but that's because it's a higher resolution sensor. But it can of course be boosted to 102,400 if you need it. The shutter speed range is 30 seconds to 16 thousandths of a second in electronic shutter mode, or 30 seconds to 1/8 thousandth of a second with the mechanical shutter. The viewing system on the R6 III is the same as the R6 II. That is to say, it's a 0.5-inch OLED with 3.69 million dots and a refresh rate up to 120 frames per second. And the LCD is the standard 3-inch TFT with 1.6 million dots. The R6 III also features the slightly higher capacity battery from the R5 II, the LPE6P, so you should be able to shoot for a bit longer. So in conclusion, Canon have given R6 users exactly what they wanted, in there being a higher resolution version of the camera at a lot less cost than buying an R5. But they've also thrown in quite a few other features too. In particularly notable are the video functionality lifted from the C50, which includes internal RAW recording, full-size HDMI, 7K, and features like that, which will be very welcome for those who also shoot video. In addition to that, it's got an enhanced processor, enhanced focusing, enhanced buffer, so still shooters have got plenty to be keeping them interested too. Overall, this is a really solid upgrade from Canon, which I think is going to be very popular with its users. For users of other Canon cameras or other brands of camera, what do you think of the R6 III? Is this something you think is going to tempt you over from your existing camera to upgrade to this camera? Let us know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel, and look out for our full in-depth review in due course.